Now from here, what is going to happen is that you will actually then start the second phase of the eScript series for the warm market process, because in your back office in Skyforp, in the contact management system, you're going to see where you have a prospect that moves over to the active status. You'll note that when we originally inset them in the very beginning, your prospects were submitted to the system and they were all in a sleeping mode. Once they go in and register to access all of the details, all the tools, and particularly following the instructions that we've just given them, they will become active in the system. And that's going to now begin to release a series of system emails, but it's also going to engage you through the provision of a customized email we're going to talk about here in a second, because once they're active, the phase 2 process begins and you would release the second. But right now, you can take a quick look at the fact that you will be notified when that happens. So the Skyforp system will send not only the prospect, but you as well, notifying you that you have the new prospect. So you will then go in and log in to your members area utilizing your Skyforp username and password. Once in, hit the tab and immediately go to the contact management system. And again, you'll see that that pre-enrollee has now gone to the active status. Now at that point, what you will do is you will then send out the ever important phase 2 of the warm market series. Now this is chock full of a ton of different things. Obviously, the first email has begun the process of qualifying the prospect in an automated way. In other words, you're not having to get any rejection. If they don't respond whatsoever, we know it's qualifying them as a prospect for your business. Now, here's where the actual qualification of prospects begins to further enhance what the system does for you, because in this particular sense, they've qualified themselves by actually taking the action that you've instructed them to. Now you're going to then send them the second email, and the second email does a lot on your behalf if you're a new person. It provides some skill sets that are not normally associated with a new person. For instance, having the ability to take it away. As you'll read in the script, you can actually take the opportunity away, and then you give them the opportunity through some verbiage there. You have a fear of loss built in, a sense of urgency, and it just generally creates the right kind of posture. Another thing you're going to do in the second email at the bottom down there is you'll be able to actually provide your link. Now, you're not even promoting that link. It's just in the signature. And through that whole curiosity phase, they'll go and acquire more information. So at no time are we force feeding anyone to do anything. And we are actually working with human nature ultimately to help bring the prospects further along down your information pipeline, and they are thus qualifying themselves. Now, the big key to this second script is in the fact that you're asking them a very simple question. If we're 100% certain and that you can start with a team and making good money, do you want me to let you know? And at the point that the prospect sends an email back and confirms that, then you have what we called a confirmed active, and you would set them aside and kind of in a holding tank, so to speak. The confirmed active is our strategy. It's not the Skyforp strategy, but we're trying to collect as many confirmed actives as possible. Now, in the process of all this dialogue, we will also be including phase 3 scripts, and these are for the responses that are no responses, slow responses, as well as some other strategies to address three-way calls and so on. So the bottom line is to keep your action connected to the system's text. In other words, to be sure that you're doing what you're saying, you're going to need to eventually access an enrollment. And this enrollment would be placed either as a personal to this new person, or it would become part of a spillover, somebody that would just fall down into their group. Now, we cover that more in the advanced training in phase 4. And so it's very important now that you understand that at this point, the system can then kick off into some of the really effective strategies. As I've mentioned, phase 4, obviously you could stop right there and begin to engage the prospect by getting with your upline and creating the plan of action to do the three-way call and the traditional stuff. But right now, this leads you into the ever powerful leveraging opportunity.